It's not just a case of a big paint roller, it's a beautiful fine bristle brush that you've actually painted gently exactly where you want the paint light to go, and these tools allow you to do that. This is a piece of kit that I've had many years, and there's a lot of tools I've used that, okay, they're okay, but there's tools that you can actually do this with in terms of literally kicking the living daylights out of it. You can knock it around, you can hit the hell out of it, and at the end of the day, chuck it in a bucket of water and wash it. And so that just shows you how tough these little lamps are. They normally get a round of applause as well from a live audience. Thank you. But when you're looking at tools and tools that are going to last, there's just nothing that touches this. There really isn't, and it's just so effective. But and the next question is, do they work underwater? It always comes, but no. I mean, that's just a demonstration, just really, of how unbelievably tough these, what appear to be innocuous little tools can do, but they just go on and on and on. And once you start using these, the real only downside of them is that they're addictive. Again, this is the DLH4. See how bright that is? It's an incredibly powerful little lamp. And people say, can I key with that? Do you want to sit under that for 2 hours? Exactly. It's not comfy. But it's a powerful little lamp. What I'm going to show you is something called a DP1. This is a little attachment that fits on the front of the Dedo lights. It has a lens on the front of it. What this allows you to do, because you've attenuated the light off the background, you can do things with it. This is a little bit cheesy, but it's an idea of how you can simply and easily change the texture of that background. You can put colours, whatever you like, into it, but it's giving you the flexibility to manipulate your background in terms of what it looks like, in terms of its texture. If you've got a flat, boring background, please don't get the cheese plant and drag it in. You see it all the time. It's just to get rid of that boring, flat background. There's 1,000,001 gobos that be made. The company called Roscoe make them. They're brilliant. This is one of the standard kind of leaf breakups. But what I wanted to show you is, at the moment, where does that background appear to be in terms of the subject? This is really important in terms of, again, the psychology of showing people an image and getting the image to actually tell a story. At the moment, that background is slapped behind the person's head. But what you can do with this is watch very carefully as I throw this out of focus. Look what your head does and tells you about the image when the background goes soft. It's not very smooth, but suddenly, as the background goes soft, the subject comes away from the background, and instantly you get a feeling that there's a distance there. And that distance is important, because even though that wall could be a couple of feet away, if you project an out of focus soft image on it, it will give you the impression that you've got something three-dimensional there, because your brain says if it's out of focus, it's got to be further away. So again, instantly, you're starting to create the illusion, this illusion that you've got something three-dimensional there, which is quite exciting when in a really simple situation. This is just a talking head against a wall. So, you know, you can play with all sorts of colours, shapes, etc., to get interesting backgrounds and colours. It doesn't take an awful lot of effort with these tools, because they're just designed to do this simply, they're designed by cameramen who know what we need to actually craft simple, quick images. What I do want to show you is one or two other really interesting tools made again by Roscoe. They're prismatic gobos, which are prismatic glass stuck in bits of silicon, which fit in these projectors and throw, that's it, in focus. And as you throw it out of focus, you're getting some quite interesting textures and things in the background that you can actually break it up, make it interesting. There's 1,000,001 different colours, blues, greens, kaleidoscope effects. So it's one of those things that is up to you in terms of creating interesting images, interesting backgrounds. If you want to put a logo in there, I could put another gobo up with your company name or product on it and put it straight into the background, so you're not having to do it in post-production. I'm an organic filmmaker. Whatever you get right here in front of the lens saves you an awful lot of time in post-production. You want to spend your time in post-production effectively and positively, not correcting rubbish. Garbage in, garbage out. You make this right and make it look good, and when you finish in post-production, it's going to look polished and glossy. Up on the rail there, you see some of the most fantastic little tools on this planet. Very insignificant looking little lamp, but once you get to know it, they just are one of the finest lighting tools in the industry of its size and shape. The Dedo light, the standard DLH4, comes in various sizes, shapes, or when I say sizes and shapes, some of them have got transformer on the bottom, some of them will dim through DMX or through dimmer boards. There's the little 200 watt daylight version there. All the adapters and projectors and things that come with it, wide angle adapters, and as you can see on the bench there's 1,000,001 little adaptions of the Dedo light, which make this tool incredibly versatile, but makes it also a very surgical tool in terms of what you can do with it, from gobos to the DPI, which is for putting a slit of light across the eyes and diffusing it so you get light in the eyes. Just a neat slit of light across the eyes without you actually noticing it, but it's still there and effective. All sorts of lenses for projecting images, as you can see on the back wall there. You've got gobos. There's actually 3 different projections there. One is the Kinoflow logo, one is the actual lamp, and the third one is the splash of light coming out the front of the lamp, which is another lamp over here, which is just part of the illusion that you create. The DP2 with the actual shutter blades in it, which give you that particular shape on the wall there. Versatile lamps, 24 volt, 150 watt. I just find the only downside of this lamp is that it's addictive. Everywhere you go, there is some reason for using one of these lamps, and I don't know what the world would do if we didn't have Dedo Weigert in it, who invented this tool, because it's just an exceptional surgical lighting tool that just doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet, and it's just an amazing tool. And I'd just like to say thank you, Dedo. You've brought some light into our lives.